Fearful avoidance leaning anxious versus leaning dismissive. What's the difference? Which did I used to be, and how did I get there? This is where the labels can get exhausting because they become too nuanced and sometimes we misuse them by trying to diagnose an X. But I totally understand and respect the curiosity. I just think that attachment theory is a framework best used for you and your own healing. Anyway, fearful avoidance differ from dismissive and anxious individuals by having a chaotic or unpredictable parent, having a parent who was an addict, or growing up in a chaotic or unstable environment. That is the foundation of their issues and the attachment style. They also develop anxious or avoidant layers, or both, depending on their childhood wounds. Those can be the same wounds in line with dismissive avoidance or anxious preoccupieds. But again, the main difference is that chaos and unpredictability factor that they didn't understand when they were young. So FAs leaning dismissive will have more avoidant tendencies like prioritizing independence, but will still display those push-pull behaviors. I was FA leaning anxious because my mother was an alcoholic, there was constant screaming in the house, and because of my abandonment wound when she left for rehab. So in my adult relationships, I'd come on very strong, and it would take months for my fears and insecurities to show up, and that was highly dependent on who I was dating. If they were anxious, I eventually couldn't get far enough away from them, but I wouldn't end things because feelings were there and I didn't want to be alone. If they were more avoidant, I'd go into people pleaser mode, trying to get them to choose me and stay because I was petrified that they'd leave, like my mother did. I don't know for sure what my exes were, and I honestly don't care, but if I had to guess, I'd say they were also fearful avoidance due to their past and because we would switch roles multiple times throughout the relationship. Looking back now, the craziest aspect was having no idea that I was part of, if not most of the problem, and thinking that my childhood didn't affect me at all. I just thought it was something that made me stronger because I survived it, and I'm guessing that's what most other avoidants think too.